Well, on the drain cycle of the washing machine, and got the dreaded E04 error. This is a Bosch Nexxt DLX series. That's the model number for mine. Looking through the trouble guides, it appears to be either a plugged, kinked hose here on the discharge, which mine is not, or a bad pump, or a clogged pump. And unfortunately, my pump sounds awful, as you guys heard. It sounds really rough, so I'm guessing it's probably pump. Let's take a closer listen here. That's where the filter is going to be with the pump. Yeah. Sounds like gravel in there. So, unfortunately, we've got water in the machine now, so we got to get that out. So, the first thing we want to do is open up this little cover here. So this is at the bottom right of the machine at the front. So if you can rotate it with your hand like that, clockwise, until the circle, the hole is at the bottom at 6 o'clock position. That's how you can open it. If you don't have any luck turning yours by hand, just put a screw or something small or a nail in the hole and turn it. It's just got 3 tabs that have to align with these 3, and then you spin it slightly to lock it. So I'll take you in for a closer look here. This is where our pump is. There's the pump access cover for the filter. There's the inlet tube with the clamp on it. That's the discharge pipe there, the ribbed one. And there'll be an electrical connector on the back. So I think what we're going to do is we'll slowly loosen this cover off. We will get water out because we've got water in the drum. And I'm guessing at least a gallon. And then we'll put a shop vac and suck the water out of here at the same time and see if we can't get this thing dry, and then we'll have a look in the filter. Hopefully it's just a sock in there jamming something up, but I doubt it. Maybe that's where my 10mm socket went. Well, anyways, let's get to it. Okay, just to prepare you for how much water you're going to find in there. Substantial amount. This was empty when we started, so quite a bit of water. Okay, back to our little glory hole here. What are we gonna find? Nothing. Well, not nothing. This is the cover, and it rotates. So when you put it back in, this is the bottom part, and it even says downward on there. So should reinstall back like that. When you spin it in, this will stay on the bottom. But not seeing much in there. Wait a minute, is that gold? Did we just strike it rich? Let me get something. Wow. By golly, we might be able to retire off this one. I think that is gold. Huh. Interesting. We'll look at that later. Bad news is I don't really see anything. It looks like a smoking gun. A couple more chunks of that little bracelet in here, but it's not going to be easy to get out. Ah, well, there's our problem. I thought, well, that's going to pick up on the camera, but I think our impeller is broken off. There's a ton of play in that. It feels like it's not attached to anything. Let's actually fire this up and see if it spins. I'll go hit go. Well, nope, not really. So that's the problem. Our impeller's scratched off the motor. I don't know if I could epoxy that somehow or if there's even access to that, but I guess the next step is going to be to pull this out of here. I'm going to suck the rest of the water out real quick so we don't have any more mess, and then I'm probably going to get some tape because I'm going to have to reach in here, and these edges here on this opening they're like razor blades, and I'm famous for getting cut, so that'll be me for sure. Let me clean this up, get some tape, cover the hole, and then we'll go inside for some surgery. Okay, for anybody that's curious, here's what we found inside there. It did glitter quite nicely like gold, and I believe it might be, but you know, it's not going to be enough mass to cover the repair bill, unfortunately, on this one. Still kind of neat though. No 10mm socket yet. I'm still looking though. Wish I had an old piece of weather stripping. That would be perfect for this, but ah well. There we go. Okay, so that's the clamp we got to take off there, that gold colored one. That'll be the suction side of the pump. Let me see if I can get in there. Selected these pliers because they're nice and wide. They should probably be able to get around the whole clamp so we can get both pieces at the same time. And if not, I'll have to get some water pump pliers in there probably. Oh yeah, it's gonna need water pump pliers. I'll be back. Okay, should have known. I mean, this is a water pump. This would be the most applicable tool just by nature of its name, wouldn't it? Okay, we'll just get that off there, like so. And we should be able to get that pulled off there. Okay. Step one done. Now that top one, that's might be a little trickier. It's a bit of a friction fit, so we got to get in and twist and jiggle it at the same time. Well, We might be better off pulling the pump forward a bit so we can get a better grip on that. So let's do that. We're going to need to get at the bottom of the unit to get the feet loosened up for this pump. So I need to find something to hold the pump up, or the washer up in the air on the front. Okay, I've just got the front of the machine tilted up with a little aluminum block under there. Chunk of wood, anything will really do. And we can see underneath now. Spin you guys around. So there are the 4 rubber mounting tabs that hold the pump. So they slide in and forward, and then another piece of the rubber foot drops down to catch it. So I think what we might need to do is push up on those at the back to be able to release them and then slide the whole pump back. So we'll give that a try and we'll see how that works out. Okay, it helps if you pull up on the pump a little bit at the same time. Yeah, just kind of angle these down. They're not in there very tight. There we go. Okay, hopefully we can jiggle this forward enough now to get better access. Oh, we've got a lanyard attached here as well. We've got to unclip. And you can see, can you see? You can see on the side of that pipe, there's this little, how can I point this out anyways? You can see on the side of the pipe, there's this little square clips there, right there, that we gotta release. I wonder if I can just spin that pipe to get it loose. There's just enough room to get the pump just outside the housing. Now we can take a better look at this connector. It does look like just a push and fit. Oh yeah. So twisting it seemed to be the key. That also twisting it also makes this wedge-shaped tab here push against here, so while you're twisting it, it'll automatically start popping it out, and that worked the best. I did have to take the connector off, the electrical connector off the pump to get it out far enough. And here's what that looks like. It's just got one little catch here. Push in. Right there, and it releases. That's what the electrical connector looks like. Looks like the pump does come out, so we're gonna disassemble this thing. Maybe we can figure out what's going on with the impeller that way and see how it failed. You know, for science. It looks like we just got 3 screws. Oh yeah, you can see where it's cracked. This impeller's cracked. Yeah, I think it's press fit on there or something, or molded onto it, because there's no circlip to remove it or anything. She's buggered. So we'll have to find a new one. And this all comes as a unit. Which is, you don't buy just this. Although if you could, I guess you could, but so if you navigate over to bosch-home.com, go to the support portal, type in your model number in the search, the hourglass or the looking glass there. That's my model number, and they have some very nice, you can get owner's manuals and everything, but parts. There are 4 sections of parts. There's the electronics, there's the case, the drum assembly, and the waterworks are here, which is the one we're interested in, especially right here. Item 432. Pump drain. No longer available, so we're gonna have to go with aftermarket. That's the part number there. 00436-440. So I'm gonna see if I can find one of those on at a local repair place. Worst case, I think Amazon would probably have this. It turns out Amazon does for 109 bucks Canadian, but it's a few days away, 4 or 5 days away. So I'm gonna see if I can find one locally, and we'll see if we can source one. But for now, I guess we're dead in the water. Literally full of water. Amazon just dropped off a package for us. A little mangled O-ring. And 1 pump. Oh, with O-ring attached. Interesting. Must be spare O-ring. That's the part number for the one I got. So let's go see if it fits. So there's our OG pump. And this new one. Same connector. Slightly higher wattage, 85 watts. The old one was 70 watts. And I do not have the 45 liters per minute. I don't know what it is for this one, but this is supposed to be an M75 model equivalent, so I think she's gonna fit. So let's get some silicone on there. We'll reinstall it, make it one unit again. So let's put a light smear of silicone grease on here to make it easier to install it. There we go. And I'm going to put a little silicone on the O-ring for the discharge line that goes on here. But we'll do that on the end inside the washing machine. So here's that discharge line with its O-rings. We just had a bunch of lint on there. I didn't want getting trapped on the O-ring, causing a leak or anything like that. Okay. Just kind of roughly shimmy sham it back in the hole here. Don't think I'd be able to show you guys very much, but there's the pipe going back on, and I just need to align it right so that the square tabs go in the holes again. So I'll push that in there. Okay. Our discharge line is back on there, and gave it a couple tug tests, and it's lined up with the squares into the square holes. Rotate it slightly, but it doesn't pop out, so that's perfect. So I think now we'll probably attach that big line next, huh? Okay, now it's on there. Now we've got to just get that spring clamp back in place. There we are. This part's definitely easier. This part's definitely easier before we mount this down to the ground, because we still can maneuver it around a little bit. I think I'm actually going to plug the electrical connector in next as well, because we can still twist this thing around to our heart's delight to get that electrical connector into the back of it again. Okay, we're on. Now we just need to get these tabs back in place. And there we go. That'll do it. Okay, our hoses and electrical connector are all on there now, so now we just need to put the key, the plug back in. And it goes with the half moon shape pointing down as it's written on it. Take off our protective tape, and we can let this thing back down on the ground. Okay. And plug it back in. Okay, now that we're ready to do that, let's try a rinse and spin cycle. And we're getting some water in here. Once it fills with water, we'll check down below for leaks, and then we'll skip the soak and go right to the spin. Actually, we'll go right to the drain, and that should pull the water out, and then we'll know if we did a good job or not. This thing should be full of water now because the drum's full. So let's flip this thing over to drain and we'll see what happens. Here we're on drain. Hit go. A little noisy at first when it was probably full of air. You can hear it coming out the drain at the top into the drain. Got no leaks on the discharge pipe, no leaks on the cover. And the water is almost gone in the drum. And that is a wonderful sign. So there you have it. And in the words of Old Red Green, if the women don't find you handsome, they can at least find you handy. And that was 28 bucks for that pump. So big win, because it was 165 bucks and 3 days away for a replacement part through my dealer, not even an original part, and 4 or 5 days shipping. So we could have got that whole unit too, the whole complete unit, for 107 bucks, I think it was. But the pump itself was only 28, and really that's the only thing that was wrong with it. So thanks for watching. If it helped, please like the video, subscribe if you want to, share with somebody who's got the same issue. I'll catch you on the next one.